Hey, Coach Mike, how you doing?
How you doing?
Doing great. I love the beard you're trying to grow. I was watching the game on Saturday. Is that the new thing you're trying to do?
I don't know. I'm doing anything that Matt Furl does. He's got a nice beard. I'm growing one. I don't know. It's probably a midlife crisis, I guess.
Yeah. Well, how big is that turnover that he did on Saturday to seal that win? Because at that point, Virginia Tech came back and tied the game, and that was a big steal.
Yeah, it was. It kind of set a tone for us. There's no question. I think again, in those timeouts under 4 minutes, we talked very confidently because we had done it four times before, finished the game and closed the game out. But Matt's play kind of sealed it, and it really is symbolic of the toughness that he kind of symbolizes that I think our group has a great mental and physical toughness.
And then now you guys are 5-0, and now you got to go down to Florida State. You talked to me last week, and you had this gauntlet you got to go through. You went through a road game in Miami, you won. Beat Virginia Tech, you won. Now you got to take on Florida State. So what do you guys got to do this week to get that win?
Well, we'll be an underdog again for the third straight road game. Only it'll be a bigger underdog. They are really gifted. They're deep. They're scoring the ball. They've always had length. And like these two teams we just beat, they've got a home win streak. They play really well at home. We're going to have to be great to win in Tallahassee, not good.
It seems like you might want to buy some rent down there in that place in Florida. You might be owning that state after a while.
Florida's been good to us. I'm just counting down to get to Miami in April after the season.
That's great. Good luck this week.
Thanks. Bye.
I was watching the game the other day. Just talk about North Carolina. It seems like the last two times you played against North Carolina, it got into a fast pace, back and forth. They take a bucket, you get a bucket. It kept getting really like back and forth, back and forth. Is that something you guys didn't want to get involved against North Carolina's transition?
Well, we don't mind a fast-paced game, but where we faltered is that they had 21 offensive rebounds, and let's just say that we forced them to miss 17 of them, and they got 21 offensive rebounds. They put 12 of them back in the basket. I mean, so you can't win against a good basketball team that's talented and well coached as Carolina when you fault in those areas. And they were one of the best rebounding teams in the country. They hit 43% of all their misses, their first shot misses, and we didn't do a very good job of handling that, and that probably has as much to do with us losing the game as anything.
Well, now you're playing Notre Dame. Matt, what's his name? Farrell comes off the bench. He seems like he's a scrappy little player. He gets those turnovers. He gets all those inbound passes. I was watching the game against Virginia Tech. He just went all over the place. So how can you going to stop him? This week?
Well, I'm not real sure you can ever stop. I'm not as concerned about stopping one particular player. We just hope that we can negate, we can play against Notre Dame's outstanding system. They've been very consistent since they've been in the ACC, and regardless of who the point guard is or who the shooters are, it's not as much one particular player as it is their system that the kids buy into and they execute it. Sure, we want to handle everybody on their team, but you Farrell is just executing the system. Every year we've been here, they've had a point guard that has done exactly what he's doing. I think it's more their system, and those guys buy into it, and they're very good players. They're very well coached, and they do a great job.
Well, good luck this week in practice, and good luck with the game.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach Larranaga, how you doing? Congratulations on your 600th win in your career in basketball.
Yeah, thank you.
Just talk about this week. What are you guys going to look for? I know you play Duke on Saturday night. So what do you guys got to get ready for Duke?
Well, the thing about your schedule is you don't really have time to look ahead, and we wouldn't do that anyway.
Right.
We have Wake Forest on Wednesday night, and they present us with a lot of problems. And we have to figure out solutions to those problems today and tomorrow, and hopefully play well on Wednesday.
Yeah.
When that game ends, as soon as it ends, then
Mhm.
we can begin looking to the next game, which would be Duke on Saturday.
Right. What type of coach is Coach Manning? Is he a very good? He used to be a good NBA player. Is he a good college coach?
Yeah, he's a terrific college coach.
That's cool. Well, good luck this week.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach Manning, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Doing great. Talk about playing against Miami this week. What do you see getting ready for that game? I know they're a very good team, coached by a very good coach who just won his 600th game as a head coach. So, what do you see getting ready for that game?
Yeah, Coach L has done a really good job. Obviously, he's had a lot of success in different places that he's been. And they're a team that they like to attack the basket in transition, and they run really good half-court sets. I think keys for us will be transition defense, staying in front of the basketball, and obviously, two things that are always staples for us is limit our turnovers and get paint touches. And I think if we do those things, we'll have a chance to have some success. But they're going to be a team that defensively they're going to come out and they're going to pressure you. So you're going to have to be able to get open one pass away, and you have to go beat the ball and be strong with it and have two-handed catches.
And going back to that North Carolina game, what did you see that you enjoyed? I know you guys lost, but it looked like you guys were competitive in that game.
Well, we've been competitive in a lot of ball games. We just have to be able to do that with the hands. We go back to Northwestern, Xavier, Florida State, Virginia. Those were all games that we were doing pretty well in the first half. We have to mimic that same type of performance in the second half. I like the spirit of our team. I think our guys come out, they compete, they play hard, they play together. We just have to continue to string together and stack together solid plays. You go back and you look at the Carolina game, and obviously you give Carolina credit for winning the game and making plays down the end. But we go back and we watch tape and we see film, and we believe if we correct the errors that we made throughout the course of that ball game and any other ball game, then it could be a different outcome.
All right. Good luck, Coach, this week on your games.
Thank you very much.
Baltimore.
Hey, Coach Jim, how you doing?
Hey, good. How are you?
Doing great. Let's talk about this week, these games at home against these ranked teams. First, we got coming up. What do you guys like to see out of these games?
Well, like everybody else, we're trying to be as productive as we can be at home. I mean, we're trying to continue to get better. We're trying to defend our home court, and it's just a great opportunity. I mean, it's a great opportunity for our kids. This is what they sign up to play, is nationally ranked teams in your building, and where we've played well, and just continue to build on that. I mean, we'd be no different than any other team who's playing at home against two great teams. Our plan and our goals are the same as everybody else.
And I know last year you guys had a hard time getting an ACC win. Now you guys got a couple of them under your belt. Do you see a difference in your team this year? Because I know last year you guys tried really hard.
Guys. Yeah, I got 7 new guys. I mean, this isn't the NBA. I think sometimes everybody says, well, they had such a bad year, and I understand why people say that, but it's not the same team. We don't have the same players. Like if it's the NBA and all those guys come back and you're like the Sixers, well, that's different. You only had 1 or 2 guys and you try to change the culture. Well, we added 6 guys. None of those guys who played for us even played in half those games. So it's a totally different deal. So it's a totally different team than we had in November and December, and I think that's what happens when people see us. You can't look at it that way. I mean, we don't. I mean, I understand why people do that, because that's just records and why people do it, but it's not even the same players. So it's hard to say, well, you did this last year, now you're looking better. Yeah, we're looking better because we've improved. Team, we got some guys who've made a huge difference, and the guys who've been here have improved. That's how teams and programs grow.
That's right. Well, good luck this week in the games coming up.
Thank you.